Hey, what's up guys? DevilDog Gamer here, and we're finally back with Battlefield 3. I finally fixed it, so I decided to do a nice little series where I get to post Battlefield 3 footage and play it, doing Marine Corps loadouts. And this week I'm doing the 0311 loadout, which is the M16A4 with an ACOG and a front grip. Pretty much the standard issue for an 0311 Marine Corps Rifleman. And we're going to get a little into about this loadout and what I think about it, and its pros and cons in Battlefield 3. But first, if you haven't seen my Facebook, my computer is dying, and it literally took me about 40 to 50 rounds to get this amount of footage. Literally, because my computer crashes constantly, frame rate drops to 0, the footage becomes unusable. I have to render videos multiple times before they finally render right. My computer is dying. It is on its last leg, and I'm so scared it's going to break, and I'm not going to have footage for you guys. And I'm trying to save up for a rebuild right now. And the funny thing is, I've had my IT buddies come look at it. I've dug through with every program I could checked and double-checked everything. I can't find out what's going on. So the parts that are old are just going to get replaced anyways. And hopefully that sorts out. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that sorts out the problem, because, if my computer breaks, I don't got footage for you guys. And right now I'm broke as a joke. It's probably going to take me a few months before I get enough money to get parts to do a complete rebuild and hopefully fix this problem. But if you guys want to donate to help get this thing rolling a little faster so you don't have no DevilDog videos because my computer's fucking broken, there's a link below. You don't have to donate. I ain't forcing nobody's hand. If you feel like giving a little bit to help out and see more DevilDog videos and hope they don't go away, then you can donate. Links below. I've already talked to a few of the guys. The person who donates the most gets to spend the day with me and the whole crew doing whatever the fuck we feel like. Daisy, Battlefield, fucking MSO, doesn't matter. Everyone who donates, we will have a special game night, and it'll only be for donators only. So check out the link below if you feel like doing that. So anyways, Battlefield 3, finally got it working. What a nightmare this game was. EA and Origin tech support couldn't help me 3 times each fix this game. It was just ridiculous. I'm not going to get into it. It's just a huge rant on how shit this game is. I hope Battlefield 4 is a lot better. But anyways, the loadout. So the M16A4 and ACOG. So the M16A4 is a three-round burst and a single-shot weapon in this game, like it is in real life, and that's what we standardly use. In the Marines, though, we keep it on single shot. There is no burst fire. Even if you're doing covering fire or suppressing, it is single shot only. You never put it on burst. Never. I've never put my weapon on burst, ever. Literally, it never goes on burst. So I tried it out as with the heavy barrel first and the 3-round burst, just because everyone else, you're kind of at a disadvantage. Everybody else has the fully automatic weapons, and I'm not a fan of the ACOG in this game anyways. I find it really hard to aim with it. I get tunnel vision, and it's just hard for me to acquire a target. So I tried it as 3-round burst with the heavy barrel, and I noticed the recoil was a lot more than I could manage, and it was just going all over the place, and I hadn't played the game in a while, so I was like, alright, this is a little much. So I threw the flash suppressor on it instead. Found it a little more manageable, but as I progressively played a little more, I found that the 3-round burst really wasn't cutting it, and that I could do more damage going back to my roots, throwing it on single shot, and just tap, tap, tap a root, and just dropping people. And I actually had the one full round I was able to play, I think I went like 42 and 22, which wasn't bad for being single shot on hardcore. Against everybody else who's just laying fire down, and their single shot sniper rifles, and And as much as I like Battlefield 3, I would like the hardcore mode to be a little more real. You could put 2 into somebody's chest and they're fucking done in real life. So I would like to see that in maybe the Battlefield 4 hardcore, if you could tweak it a little bit more. But some of the pro and cons for this. This platform in this game is a good medium range weapon. At close range, I'm not going to say the ACOG is any good. I mean, right here I had a hard time getting on this guy. I'm like, oh, there's a guy. But, I had a hard time getting on target with him because I don't like the ACOG in close quarter situations, and it's not meant for that anyways. But at medium range, this weapon system was awesome. The setup I had was really good, and I was thinking about throwing the M320 on it, but it's not a 203, and I didn't. I'll do the Grenadier class another day. I just wanted to keep it standard 0311, your M16A4 with an ACOG, and there you go. And I also was using an M9 with a tac light. Didn't really get much of a chance to use that. But this weapon is definitely, when you use this, you have to play like a Marine. You have to stay in cover. You have to think about your movements, because if you roll into a situation where there's 3 or 4 guys, you can't hip fire, especially when you're on single shot. And here, that was just dumb. But, you know, you have to use your grenades. You have to use your grenades for situations where there's multiple dudes. And, of course, the lag cover killed me. Of course, good old Battlefield 3. But this setup, I liked it. It kind of presents a challenge because you're already at a disadvantage with the single shot. You have, you know, close range, you're at a disadvantage. And I got a little nervous here. There were so many guys. My aim started to suck. And, you know, personally, in any game, if you try to roll realistic and throw it in a single shot, like every you know nation and army does, nobody goes around on the battlefield firing full auto, except if you're some retarded gorilla or something like that. You know, belt-fed weapons, that's a given. You know, there's no single shot for that. And I'm like, oh crap, I got killed by that guy. But if you try to roll realistic with single shot, you're already at a disadvantage in an online game because everyone already has a superior firepower over you. They can put more rounds downrange, and it's quite a challenge. I'd give it. I mean, I tell you guys, give this a shot. It's a hard little setup to play. It's pretty difficult to get rolling, but it's more satisfying when you kill somebody. And I just sucked. You could tell I haven't played in a while. That was terrible. But definitely, it was a lot of fun playing as this setup. I felt, you know, a little bit of nostalgia bringing this back. You know, it felt like the good old days, dumping rounds into people in single shot. But it was a lot of fun. But I would like to try this setup in a close quarter map, and of course the Abrams. Gotta love them. I would like to try this setup in a close quarter map, but I think I'd have a hard time taking people out. But definitely got more planned for this. I'm definitely gonna try the 0351. You know, all the different infantry MOS weapon setups that I can remember how they're used. I might have to tweak a few here and there just because, you know, there's certain things missing from the game that lets me complete the setup. But it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun. It's something new for me to do instead of just going out with just random weapons, and it gives me a little bit of a goal and a class setup, and it's a lot of fun. But definitely the ACOG, not a fan of it, and the bad thing about it is in the Marines, that's what we use. We use ACOGs, and for this game, and really, it's not really that suited. At least my personal taste. I'm not a fan of the ACOG, but I had to throw it on there to get the, you know, to get the realism and, you know, the correctness of it. And I wish I took out that fucking little bird. It's pretty hard, I gotta tell you. After not playing this game for a while and rocking this setup, it was definitely pretty hard. But definitely, if you're gonna try this, I suggest putting the flash suppressor on it instead of the heavy barrel, flipping it to single shot, and just trying to slow your shots down with the recoil and adjusting from there. It's definitely a little difficult. You definitely are you know, the underdog in this situation, but it's satisfying to get the kills. It definitely is. If you want to rock a Grenadier setup, definitely do the M320 since there's a no 203. You could throw smoke on there if you want to do rush and you know, keep it a little realistic. And I just was terrible with this guy. I was all over the place. But definitely this setup is as close as you can get to an 0311 setup, and it's a lot of fun to play. Personally, the M16A3, I know it's in there. If you want to go realistic, and this poor sap got a shitty spawn. If you want to go the M16A3 instead of the A4, you're technically still got an 0311 setup going, but it's, I mean, we don't use full auto. We really don't. I can't stress this enough. In the Marines, the only time I fire a full auto weapon is if we found a cache of fucking AKs and stuff, and we had a couple mags lying around for them. Other than that, it's not realistic. So if you want to go full realism and go full fucking Milsim nerd, definitely rock the M16A4. But if you want to go, you know, something to where you're a little more at an advantage, especially if you're playing, you know, normal mode and not hardcore, rock the M16A3, flip it to full, and go to town on some poor souls. But this is the 0311 loadout, M16A4, ACOG, flash suppressor, front grip, and an M9, and you're good to go. And got smoked. Alright guys, but hope you enjoyed the loadout, and let me know how you think about it. Let me know if you tested out, how it went for you, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.